Good evening, ladies and gents. Welcome to the live stream. Let's just turn up my microphone audio and my sim audio. There we go. Hope those levels are okay. And the good evening, ladies and gents. Oh, I'm hearing myself double. Okay, let me mute myself there. At least I know it's working. Alright, and we're on 1080p 60 frames a second, whatever that means. I am not going live on... Yeah, I'm not going live on Steam. No, Steam, sorry, Twitch. I'm not live on Twitch. I usually use Restream to simultaneously stream on Twitch as well as YouTube. But because this was a pre-scheduled live stream that I set, it's not worked out, but at least it's working here on YouTube, so. How are we all doing? So, before we even load the thing up, guys. Before we even load the thing up, can those of you in chat please let me know what is the most important thing that you would like me to cover this evening and focus on? I am going to pull this thing apart. I'm going to go through internals, externals, textures, sound, systems, whatever systems there may be, navigation, handling, flight dynamics, checklists. Do we even have a manual for this? Let me see. Is there even is there a manual? How do I even find that? Polls and feedback. Aircraft manuals. Here we go. Ooh. So this being a Microsoft Flight Simulator official product, let's see if we actually have some manuals. Okay. Local legend. Famous flyer aircraft. Oh, please tell me we have a... No, that's... Boeing 707. Is that a button I can click on? Nope. Available documentation. Downloadable PDF manuals for some of our local legends, famous flyers, and miscellaneous aircraft have been a large community request. See below to download the latest version of each aircraft's manual. Well, I'm... Oh. So they have two PDFs. One which is just the generic manual for the aircraft, and the second is the autopilot, flight director, and GNS. I will be downloading those forthwith and saving them to my own folder. I also actually downloaded all of the... This is beautiful. I downloaded all of the Captain Sim 707 manuals. You know, the Captain Sim 707 that came out in 2004, 20 years ago. You know, the last attempt by a developer to create a payware 707 for desktop flight simulation was 20 years ago. In 20 years, anyone who's 20 years old, there's not been a developer who's developed a payware. There's been a freeware 707 for X-Plane, but that's the only other 707 that's been done, as far as I'm aware, for anything since 2004. That's just really sad. So I'm loading up one of them. Let's download this file. Interesting. Oh, I am looking forward to seeing what things are like here. Obviously, at this point, there's no INS components. Yaw damper, navigation source, nav 1, nav 2, AP and FD mode enunciators, captain's front panel, FMC. There's no FMC. GS, MDA, AP, compass control. Pre-selected altitude pedestal. Oh wow. Baro and altitude. GPS or VOR selector. GPS or VOR selector. Okay. Okay. I mean, actually loading these PDFs up on my screen is taking an absolute age because probably everyone else is trying to access these documents at the same time. So, as far as I can see with the visuals, oh yes, please download PDF. Let me just go check. Finally, my favorite plane in the sim. I hope it's good. Hey, I mean, yeah, can guarantee you this. The Captain Sing 700 will be miles ahead of this one. Actually, Gleg, I mean, that's not even a joke at this point, is it? Is it? Are we allowed? I mean, is that? Surely that's not a joke, man. Oh, a Captain Sim product from 2004 might potentially still be better than the offering for Microsoft Flight Simulator 20 years later. Let's just hope you're wrong. Hey, Zachary. Sorry, I'm kind of wobbling my leg, and it's making my chair creak. It's just one of those habits of mine. I kind of wobble my leg, making a bit of a noise here. Right. Here we are. So, I thought today what we could try to do is we could try to fly from Boeing Field down to San Francisco. It's a long enough leg that it gives us the ability to kind of chill a little bit and cruise, but it's not like a transatlantic or anything because I need to sleep tonight. So, let's zoom in on Boeing Field and pick ourselves some sort of a thingamajiggy. Once the map loads in, hello? Maybe it's because I'm live streaming, my bandwidth may not be... Oh, I hope I'm not going to run into issues about this. No, that's upload speed, not download speed. It's just being a bit slow. The map is being a bit slow to load in. But once the actual ground texture loads in, I'll be able to look at the gates that we're going to use. It's usually faster than this. Here we go. Come on. There we go. Finally. Took your time. Right. So where should we actually... I can see all of those. They require pushbacks. Tiny little aircraft there. What is actually... You know what? I actually think this right here is what we're going to go for. Alright? Right, so aircraft selection. Where are we here? So let's go up to the top and start scrolling down through my aircraft list. Now everyone can see all the aircraft that I fly that I don't feature on. Now, this is one of the things. Andy Black, will FS24 run on my 2070 Super 9600K single monitor 1080p 60? I think so. I'm running a 720 Super, and I'm running on 1440p, and I'm running with an 8700K, I think. So 64 gig of RAM, RTX 2070 Super. So and I think you need to look at the thingamajiggies. Right, so we've only got one real world livery, as was stated. Look at. Okay, hang on a second. House cargo, cargo, passenger, 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 passenger. Interesting. So they actually have. They have different. They have different cabins. They've got two different variants. Again, something that wasn't mentioned on anywhere. You're only just figuring this out. Anyway, we know that what we're going to be flying is the Pan Am because none of the rest of those exist, in my opinion, apart from the house livery. So let's have that selected. Let's make sure that we're at real world time. And let's reselect our parking slot because it always defaults it back to runway. And we hit fly. And let's just hope for the best, guys. Let's see how quickly. Now, obviously, this is not a high fidelity add-on at all. So look how quickly it's actually loading. You know, usually I'm loading the Fenix A320 or the PMDG 777, and it's like for a good, 10, sometimes 10 minutes in load times. But I'm just gonna bump that down like that because I don't need to see myself in that resolution. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Hope everything on the live stream looks okay. You've got your chat box on the right hand side. You've got up at the top. You've got the little thing that shows you the departure and the arrival airports, your ETA, the call sign, and the aircraft type. Actually, does that aircraft type actually come up correctly? Let me actually look at my live stream again. Oh, it does. It shows that I'm a Pan Am 001 or Clipper 001. It was just a fictitious call sign. This is literally just a positioning flight from Boeing Field, from the factory to San Francisco, and then from San Francisco I'm going to begin doing real world historic retro airline flights with the Pan Am livery, and then hopefully flightsim.to will release BOAC livery, Air France livery. I mean there's tons of real world liveries, really good, beautiful real world liveries for the 707, even the Dash 320C, that they've totally ignored. They've just given us crappy, fictitious things that aren't real, and then weirdly they've just given us one real world livery. Okay, so I'm gonna hit yo. Okay, sorry about that. Let's just look around the cockpit. Oh, right. Oh, how much of this is going to be clickable? Oh, oxygen. That's clickable, apparently. Yo! Okay. Wow. I mean, I know this is airplane heaven, but I was somehow... kind of expecting a bit more. It looks like... My initial impressions are that it looks like a badly done default interior. I mean, not in terms of like the texturing. When you zoom into the texturing, okay, the texturing looks okay, the reflections look okay, but the actual, it just looks like the cockpit's dumbed down. Now, I'm sorry, those noises there are FS realistic. Let's go and just copy a profile from, let's say the PMDG 777 is probably, there you go. And that just copies a ton of presets. Oh, yeah, let's just stick to the inside for the moment. Okay, that's not actually a ball. Straight up, that's not actually a ball, that's just a 2D. Could it be a ball? I don't think that's actually a ball. It doesn't look like a three-dimensional ball. Now there's the INS unit. Of course, none of it will work. And it just looks... Oh, it just looks so crap. It just looks so crap. Okay, some of those things. You've got... Okay. Okay, we're going to have to put the settings over to a 4-engined... if I just go general options, this will just only take a minute. Okay, now let's go controls. Just so I know what I'm doing here. So with the right-hand side, we need to go 4-engine right. Yep. And then let's go 4-engine left. Apply and save. Go back, resume. It means that, yeah, there you go. It means that I can do this. Yeah? Okay? That makes sense. Right. Okay, we've got noise. Hulk Bogan, I recommend opening the weight menu and setting all forward baggage to 0, otherwise it will struggle to rotate. The CS707 might actually be better than this, whatever. Okay. What was I about to do? I was about to go double check that the noises are okay. So I want you guys to let me know if my desktop audio is coming through to you correctly. I want to make sure that any and all sounds sound okay, and that you can hear everything. Okay. Okay, just duplication. A lot of it is just duplicating the same sound. Yeah. It's exactly the same sound played over and over and over again for every single switch. Yeah? Almost every single switch. Yeah. Okay. Oh, hello. Oh. Look at that. We have actually a pop-up indication for the INS alignment. It's currently in off, but you see when I mouse over it, INS mode selector, it looks like it actually might be operable, but yet when I go down here to look at the buttons, none of the buttons look like they're clickable. So let's just go through bit by bit in this cockpit and see what we've got. Okay, let's go to the primary instruments. We've got heading. We've got course, which isn't turning at the moment, but that's probably because the electricity is not turned on. What is this? We've got the captain correction, KIFIS altimeter correction. Okay, not seen that before. Altitude control setting, normal number 1, normal number 2, slaving control, gyro instant compass, ADF RMI compass. Okay. The keyless test switch. Okay. There's evidently a few things in here that I'm not familiar with, although I am familiar with the FSS 727 cockpit, so there are some crossovers. Hit the B key, and so we've got miles readout, the DME distance miles readout for nav 2. The nav 1 miles readout will be actually on the gauge itself. Do we have? I hope we've got glide slope localizer. We've got V speed. We've got compass or ADI, ADF needles. We've got altimeter. We've got we've got radio altimeter. Let's put that up to 500 feet. Compass. Okay. Pneumatic brake. Mach trim. I mean. And then we've got all four engines. oil pressure warnings. You've got your piece of crap there. You've got your... Oh, that's the altimeter. You've got a fake weather radar. You've got an INS, which I don't know if it works yet, because none of the buttons seem to be clickable, even though the electricity is off. Maybe when you turn the electricity on, maybe they work. Who knows? I should have probably read the manual before jumping in, but I will do that before the next video. So we have your standard transponder. Okay, you've got stab trim. Okay, you've got stab trim. You've got your parking brake. You've got your fuel controls. You have your COM1, COM2. You've got VOR, VOR. Okay, here we go. This is oh, sorry. I was just, you know, leaning on my hand. So you've got manual, heading hold, nav hold, VOR localizer, and then glide slope auto, glide slope man. That's pretty standard for the time. You've got your pitch control. You've got your max bank angle. Okay. You've got your pitch control on the right hand side. You've got autopilot on, autopilot power, and autopilot hold. Now, that being called autopilot power may only just turn on the power to the autopilot, and engaging the autopilot might be a different button. We'll have to look for that. Okay, what have we got here? We've got flight director mode. Okay, VOR lock. What was the other setting? Flight director. You've got like 3 settings here that have no description. Flight director altitude hold. Okay, flight director mode. Okay, right. ADF. That's ADF. Nav source, nav 1, nav 2. I think I've not read the obviously I've not read the manual, but oh, the cockpit just looks crap. I think it's the color. I think it's the color of the metal. It's that kind of light blue gray color that's putting me off for some reason, and it's just making me think it looks like plastic. The whole cockpit with this light blue gray gives me a sense like it's plastic. And then these evidently haven't been modeled You know, and engine fires, obviously, I mean, engine fires inoperative. I mean, there's just inop, so that doesn't really mean anything. Let's have a look at the overhead panel. Okay, they've at least modeled the circuit breakers in 3D. What are these? ESS radio bus, non-clickable. So nothing on that upper panel is clickable at all, so we can ignore it. We've got panel lighting, overhead panel, red dome, forward panel lighting, main, forward center lights, inboard emergency flap switch, outboard emergency flap switch. What's that? Oh my goodness, what have I just done? Why is my camera view just changed? Hang on. Okay, that was weird. I was just wondering what that was. Oh, okay. It's a click spot that allows you to change your view to the overhead panel view. You know. So, okay. Flight recorder. Control stand light. Okay, again, lights. Again, lights. Probe heat on. Okay, probe heat. Forward cargo smoke controller. Captain's window heat. First officer's window heat. What is that? Is that a click spot? That's... Hello? Are you clicking? No. Pitot warning selector. Captain. Pitot warning selector. First officer. And warning test. Okay. And then, of course, I assumed, yeah, pretty easy. High frequency mode selector. I don't really know what that does. None of those white switches work. High frequency mode selector. Oleo attitude warning test. I'm sorry, I'm just focusing on what I'm looking at here. I'm not looking at chat, but are there FMS? So Pedro, there is a GTN, whatever you call this, a Garmin 550 default thing. You've got a non-operative INS over here in the first officer's side. So essentially what they're telling us is we're giving you a 707 and we're expecting you to fly it with a nav suite which didn't exist for the next, I want to say 30, 40 years maybe? Because, and okay, before I go any further, this is what I know officially. Before I go any further, let me show you my communication with Airplane Heaven. So, I hope you're seeing this okay. I asked Airplane Heaven. Now, when it says 9 weeks ago on the screenshot, I took this screenshot. I saved the screenshot on my computer easily 6 weeks ago. So it's more than 9 weeks ago, but never mind. So I asked about the Seva INS. Will it be operable? They said not straight away. No, we are still coding the INS. It will be added as an upgrade whenever it is ready. And I went, paid upgrade? Potentially. Thanks for the reply. Of course, I was kind of buttering them up because I know Airplane Heaven, and if you get shirty with them in any way, shape, or form, they try and pull you apart. So you just have to say really nice things to them, and then to get answers from them, basically. Yeah, so there is a GNS suite and autopilot, so long distance will be possible. When the INS is ready, it will be fully authentic. Thanks. Any idea roughly on how long we can expect the INS will be? Will it be an extra cost or a free update? Sorry, we can't give out any more info. That's what I know so far. And I screenshot that because I knew you guys, when I did this video, will want to see that. And that was my official, that's all I know. So, the 707 right now is not good. Well, we're going to get to that. We've not turned it on yet. Okay, I'll try to be kind. That looks disappointing. Yeah. I don't know what hurts the most, this release or that they butcher the Caravelle 2 and nobody else will realize any either time. I hope it was just start and they will update it because real nice as a piece of junk. Yeah, hoping it would be something like the FSS 727. Yeah, so was I, but here we are. Isn't this the same plane that was just delayed for months because they wanted it to be perfect? Quote unquote, not perfect. What I expect happened, Gleg, was Microsoft realized that it probably wasn't even flyable and it was buggy. Turned around to Airplane Heaven and said, no. They went back and then have probably been bug fixing for the last 2 months. And now we're in a state where it's basically probably just about flyable. Probably not realistic at all. And is just screaming for the same person, Matic, who did the Duckworth's mod for the DC3 that we all know and love, to basically do the same thing for this. So yeah, yeah, Garmin in a 707, blasphemy. Yep, exactly. Let's see, is there anything else? You're not ready for how hilariously bad it flies. The flaps don't even do anything. Oh, please don't tell me this. INS not working the least. The problems of this. Yeah, okay. Have you not heard it yet? No. Okay. Yeah, been burned too often by Airplane Heaven. Yeah, well, at least I've done it. I haven't even looked at the outside yet. I'm just looking at the inside. Okay, so now I do see a flight engineer's position. So let's see if they actually have given us a flight engineer's pilot close landing instrument. They probably haven't given us a flight instruments a first officer's, not first officer, sorry. So let's just make one, okay? So let's move the camera over so it kind of looks like we're sitting at the first officer, and then hit Control-Alt-1. Yeah, there you go. So when I go back and hit reset, so basically I'm in the captain's view, and I can hit Alt-1, and we go to here. Right. So, okay. So at least galley power. Okay, galley power DC battery. Ah. Let's not turn the battery on at quite this moment. APU. Let's go to battery. So we do have volts with the battery. Interesting. Ground power. Yo, we've got ground power. Let's throw that on at least. External APU power. Gen 1, Gen 2. Oh, right, okay. I mean, I'm just happy that lights work. I don't know, my close. Okay. Boost pumps. Okay, so what tanks have we got? We've got reserve tanks. Okay, we've got 2 reserve tanks on the left and the right. And you've got tank 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so it's a simple tank to engine configure. Oh, we've got a center tank as well. So, center tank. So, on boost pumps off. Okay, so you turn the boost pumps on as up. Low pressure, push to test gauges. Okay, all right. And we've got some fuel started already. Fuel temp selector. Okay, you can actually check the fuel temperature. Cockpit fans. Do we have any cockpit fans? Camera power. Cockpit venting switch. Okay, cowl anti-ice. That's going to be important. Rudder hydraulic spoiler switch. Okay, those are also important. Let's keep going over here. Let's have a look up on here. So, air conditioning pressurization. Right. Also important. Those will have to go on at some point. Aircon unit power. Let's turn that on. Coolant air system. Okay, turbofan exit. So there's a fair amount on the flight engineer station that at least is clickable. Whether it works or not, we'll find out. Aux crew heat valve. Main tank fuel valves. Those are important. Dump valves. Center fuel pump valves. There's a lot that I don't know, so I'm going to be happy if I even manage to get the aircraft in the air tonight, I think. And then radios. APU. Ah, okay. We could try turning on the APU. Where is the APU switch? The APU switch is there. Is it going to start? Oh, okay. This is where I should have, this is where I should read the manual, but, anyway. Right, so, for what it is, let's go to the outside now. Now, objectively, on the outside, they could potentially get less wrong. Because it's just visuals. It's just purely visuals on the outside. So, weird. Actually, it looks like I've got a... There's not going to be any wing flex in this at all, is there? There's going to be 0 wing flex, isn't there? This is like... Oh, my goodness. Right. Okay. Battery might need to be on to start APU. Okay. Right. Let me just run around the external for a bit before drone rotation speed, drone speed itself. Let's drop that way down. Let's do that. Let's do something like that. Okay, that's a bit more manageable. Right. So let's start at the back. You know, the light scattering. You know, the light scattering off the. Okay, they've made it look like actual metal. You know, that has scratches and stuff on it. I'll give them that. Okay. I do love the Pan Am logo. Now, I think in some cases there probably will. I mean, it looks weathered. Okay, I'll give them that. It looks weathered. Okay, there are small items. That's probably the logo light that flashes up on the logo. Okay, let's just jump inside and see what we see. Oh, hello. Oh my. Ooh, okay. Now, I am not. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I mean, you wouldn't buy this in P3D. Okay, so I'm not someone who cares about the cabin. I don't care about the cabin. I care about performance. I care about performance in the cockpit, because that's where I'm sitting. I don't care about that cabin as such. So I'm not going to worry about that, right? Okay, so we've got the main wing route. The landing gear, I could see. You could see the landing gear a mile away. Didn't look terribly highly detailed, but you know. I mean, there are textures there, so you know, some of them are shiny, some of them are less shiny. Some of them look metallic. I will move on. It's not like I'm not some sort of gear addict that just sits and looks at gear. Now, okay, engines. Right. Okay. This makes more sense. Right. When I actually get up close to this, when you saw the thumbnail photo that we were all seeing, these air doors, I can see now they're actually trying to say that those air doors are a different material than the shiny kind of aluminum sheathing there, the cowl. That, you know, they've actually separately modeled them and slotted them in. I'm really hoping they actually open and do their job as they do in real life. Again, I mean, they've made it look weathered, but the thing is, I don't know, aerodynamically, would you have scratches like that right there on that portion? And again, like, if you were having like that level of corrosion on an engine cowling, I don't know. Maybe if it was still standing in the desert. Now, I do know you should have massive Pratt & Whitney logos stamped on the side of these engines, and I do not see them, so that's a shame. But there we go. I am just hoping for Duckworth's mod at this point. Okay. Yeah, no, I didn't expect anything in there, but you know, it's not like we can see in there anyway, so that's fine. Oh, hello. So one of the doors does not have that material on it, and all the other ones do. Does that mean that door is inoperable in real life, and that's actually just I don't know. Okay. This one looks objectively... No, it doesn't look objectively more shiny. Sorry. Massive, deep scoring and scratching going on there. Not quite sure what that was. Some sort of pterodactyl that it hit in at 25,000 feet, maybe. Some sort of high flying. Okay. I mean, you know, guys. Okay, here we go. I don't want to be complaining the entire live stream. I don't want that negativity. Let's just try and be nice about something. Oh, I don't know. Okay, again, textures. I mean, Airplane Heaven can do scratches. I'll give them that, and stuff. And these were old, rugged beasts that flew around the sky. Oh my goodness, that's a bit much. I mean, you would have thought an airline would... I mean, okay, Pan Am. Right, here's Pan Am. Pan Am was known for being one of probably the best airline in the world. Pan Am would never have allowed probably their aircraft to look that bad. Just saying, but you know. At least they haven't given us like a horrendously shiny the factory sort of way to make it look like a weathered livery, and for that I'm thankful. Yeah, look, you can see like oil and dirt and grime on the underside. That's all looking good. That's fine. Okay. You know, if you look at the other liveries, the fake liveries, I'm going to call them, fake airline liveries, they're all like brand spanking new without a speck on them. Anyway, so there's that. Let's go towards the front of the aircraft now and have a look just before we pop back in. It only looks slightly better than what I'd expect from static scenery models. You know, you've got that right. You've got that right. Well, this is kind of like AI model. This is AI model matching. This is kind of this is only one rung above the AI model matching. Oh, actually, did I miss the separate cabin layout? Ah, yeah, I did. Okay, this is first class. Okay, this is the bit that you can see in the product photos on the Microsoft Flight Simulator website. Yeah, they've put a little bit extra work in on this cabin, and that's why they've used this. Yeah, you see, like they've modeled little lights and stuff on the overheads and whatnot, and that's why they've used this portion of the cabin. Yeah, you've got you've got magazines and whatnot. You've got like a little semicircular table with stuff. No, of course, no. We are asking too much, no. Yes? No. Yes, no, yes, no, no. Okay. Let's be positive. San Andreas is a great game and this looks just as good. Oh. Okay. Okay, let's go have a look at the outside of the nose. I mean I'm seeing rivets of a sort. I'm seeing digital rivets, so. Clipper, Queen of the Sky. Pan Am. Yeah, what's the name of that other one that's being developed? Now, okay, right here, guys. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You see that? See how that wing is bent upwards like that? When it was stationary on the ground, that wing wouldn't be bent up that high. It's bent up that high because there's probably zero wing flex in this model. And it's bent up that way so that it looks natural in cruise. But on the ground, that looks totally unnatural. That wing currently looks like it's flexed upwards because it's supporting the weight of the airframe in cruise. Not while it's on the ground. Because when it's on the ground and that wing would be full of fuel at the beginning of a flight, it would be hanging down. The wingtip would probably be a good 4 feet lower than it currently is. Although I do know that these old vintage birds had stiff wings. They were not carbon composite, but goodness me, that's a laugh. That's just a laugh. Look at that. So at this point, two people are at fault here. Actually, no, I don't think two people are at fault. One person is at fault. Let's actually say it's Microsoft's. If we think this is crap, it is crap for the price tag. I mean, it's cheap. Thankfully, it's quite cheap. I'm on Premium Deluxe, so this was like £8 for me, £8. So yes, it's crap, but it's Microsoft's problem for giving us something that's crap. Airplane Heaven has always been crap, and we know it. It was Microsoft's choice to pay Airplane Heaven to make this for us. So really, this is on Microsoft. It's not on Airplane Heaven, because Airplane Heaven's been turning out stuff like this for a while now, and we know it. So really, it's on Microsoft for giving us something like this and calling this special in any way. I mean, this is really sad. This is really sad that they've. I don't know how much Microsoft paid Airplane Heaven to do this for them, but and to give this to the community, like it's like, oh hey, yay, we've done this, and now one thing I will say is I have never bought any of the other famous flyers, right? So I don't know. Oh, whoops! I don't know what this is like in comparison with any of the other famous flyers. That's my disclaimer, okay? So, having said all of that, let's actually try to sort things out. Weight and balance. Okay, kilograms. I mean, I don't know that I just don't know that I want to. Oh, okay. Right, so co-pilot, crew, forward baggage, rear baggage. This is going to be a flight that's just flying to San Fran. 0 passengers. So let's say 50% fuel. That's fine. Whatevs. I'm not going to worry about that. So let's go. And shame on Microsoft for promoting so much. To be fair, they didn't promote hardly at all. Like I felt like they gave us zero information on this. Zero information on this. I don't know if they look oversized. I'm gonna probably take a couple of days looking at archive photos of the engines and then comparing them like for like in the sim to really dial in what I feel about these engines. I don't know these engines well enough. I haven't looked at these engines in real life. We don't have. It's not like you're looking at the CFMs on an A320 and you can immediately go, yeah, they don't look correct, right? This is an engine type that I've never seen on anything else, on any other add-on I've ever owned. So it's not like I can go, yeah, they don't look quite right. But it's going to take me some time. Looking at them right now, I do feel they're not quite right, and I did compare them earlier on. Anyway, before I continue, let's just jump back in this cockpit, and I want to see what that button does then. Okay, so you can actually... That doesn't do a thing, obviously. Yeah. You see, I've never taught myself how to use one of these. Ever. The only Garmin GPS I've ever used is the GTN 750 with the touchscreen, and it's very intuitive and it's great. These I hate. I hate with a passion. They're just so archaic, like the user interface. Anyway. Right, let's turn the batteries on. Right. Okay, APU's coming online. Basically, don't spend your money on this unless there's a really nice quality mod that arrives on flightsim.to that fixes and adds a ton more depth. Okay, so that's the APU power. That's stabilized. I'm going to call that on. Let's go down to the generator, turn the gen on, and the bleed air valve on. So the amps are coming in, and the air. Yep. Okay. Right. So we've got that. Let's actually try. We could turn ground power off now. Ground lights. Don't know what that means. Right. Let's actually try to turn the engines on. Let's turn the boost pumps on. Now I've looked at 0 checklists, which is really bad of me, I know, but this is literally my first. It's good enough day. I'm not going to worry about that. Fuel valves, yeah. Engine bleed air. We've left wing valve, right wing valve, aircon. I'm gonna have to read through this manual thoroughly and see what actually works and what doesn't work. Okay, yeah. Ironically, it should be really easy to start if it's so badly modeled. Okay, so what can we imagine? Let's put our gray cells together, and let's actually think about how this might start. Nacelle anti-icing. Let's go with engine 4, and let's go look for some sort of engine. Some engine start. Control plus E and it works through the startup and moves the camera with each step. Really? Okay, Control E. Alright. Oh! Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Okay. I see N2. I mean, to give us this at the very end of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Let's... Are the fans... Okay, the fans do actually turn. Why is engine 4 not coming on? Bye, Tony. Bye, Tony. Tony leaves the chat. The Abyss. Hello, I've been having issues with the engines shutting off completely when changing the time on this 707. And do you think that's going to be the... And that's just the beginning of your of the bugs that we're probably going to find with this. Okay, so engine 4 is only still just turning on. So my overall thoughts on the external engine noises. What went through my head when I was out there listening to the engines was that it sounds like we have 4 APUs strapped to the wing. Or 2 wings. 2 APUs strapped to each wing. That's how it sounds. Okay. So all engines have started at this point. What else do we have to do? We need to turn on the bleed airs. Let's turn off the bleed valve, off the gen, and we can turn off the APU. And now we are listening to the pure noise of the engines. Bearing in mind that this is the engine noise at idle. This is I've not touched the throttles yet. Wait, hang on. Where's my yoke gone? Thank you. Also, do these work? Oxygen. It appears to work. Okay. Anyway. Okay, so we've got a 4-knot wind out of the north, which means it's going to be a taxi down to 3-2 left. So let's throw in 3-2 left, and it's going to be an outbound radial or an inbound radial of 177. Okay, so the course just doesn't work. Oh no, but I have to put it in nav, or let's go standby. Self-test in progress. So 10,000 feet. QNH is 1010 or 1009. I need my HSI to work, please. Where was that nav 1, nav 2 knob? I think it was down here, wasn't it? Nav source. Oh, big freeze there. Yes, now my HSI works. So I can turn that off. Right. Let's go set this to 177 and see if we can pick up VORs. We've actually got Mach number readout. Okay, 177 set, and the next The VOR is 117.4. So let's come down 117.4. Just everything. Just like those readouts look like they're from the DC3 in P3D. Those knobs, look at that. Anyway. Okay, and let's turn on the DME to norm. Do we get in nav 1, active in nav 1, any... We may not on the ground, so that's just a thing. Okay, let's go look at some lights. Nav lights, let's put the nav lights on. Let's put the beacon on, we should have done that. Taxiing. Okay. Runway turn lights, okay. Yaw damper, let's turn that on. Nacelle anti-ice. Auto alert, not quite sure what that is. Pitos, oh yeah, let's turn the pitos on. Window heats are on. Probe control on. Passenger oxygen, always a good idea. Turn the flight recorder on. Inboard emergency flaps. Overhead panels. Inop, compass. Okay, that's inop. Inop. Right. Do we actually have any taxi lights? I think we do. Okay, wish me luck. I'm just gonna nose forward and taxi somewhere. Anywhere. Yeah, so I'm gonna taxi to the right and then turn around. Let's just double check. How are we all on the chat? 130 people watching this. Goodness me. Oh. Can you do a full and pull up? Right, here we go. Oh my word. Okay, let's watch those doors. It sounds like they fart. The new Dyson 2000 model. It sounds like the engines go through like there's a certain pitch range where they go through like a farting noise. Listen to that again. Not from the internals, but listen. Yeah. So you only really hear it whenever you advance the throttles very quickly. But anyway. Right, so we should be pretty lightly loaded here, so let's go. I mean, also remember you have zero V speed, you have no V speeds, you have no oh my goodness, like Simbrief isn't able to help you out at all with this. Like there's just no. I should have been turning down here, actually. Fat lot of good it's going to do me anyway. Right, flaps. Okay, so... Okay, here we go. So from flaps 0... Oh, that noise is just laughable. So... Flaps 0 to flaps 14, flaps 25. Let's go flaps 25. What shadows? Where are the shadows? Okay, I'll tell you what, guys. Airplane Heaven is jamming the stream. This is our salvation, okay? Sadly, this is our salvation, okay? Not sadly, but this is what I'm interested in at this point. This is actually look at this. Look at this. This is how it should be done, okay? Right here. Look at that. You could not physically get your camera closer to that gauge. And look how good that looks. Let's look at some more stuff here. I mean, just beautiful, beautiful work. Look at this. Look at this in all its glory. Look at that. Absolutely bang on. I cannot wait for this. This is what I'm looking forward to. This disappoints me. So it does sound like a Tesla reversing. Oh my goodness. The enjoyment of this stream is going to be me reading the comments. It's not going to be me flying this. It's going to be reading the comments. Look at this. Look at this. What I don't understand. They've modeled the gear suspension. They've modeled like the graphical yellow tab on the wheel that goes round and round and round, but they've not flipping turned. They haven't somehow managed to be able to animate the nose wheel twisting. It's just a bit too difficult, you know? Can't wait for the A380 from Flybowl. Yeah. The inner build's A300 is great. Yeah, exactly, Dice Aviation. I'm not gonna pick up the inner builds one because I'm looking forward to the INS. Yeah, so for me guys, I'm probably just gonna stick to the 727, unless this sees some serious work done on it. Apparently when dropping the gear, the nose gear sits at a 90-degree angle. I'll look forward to that on Final Approach. Yeah, this should be free add-ons or cost €2 less, yeah. Yo, dude, yeah, AJ, the nose gear doesn't turn. No. Look, they've modeled the rudder. The rudder can spin. Look. But so you know, it's not like they know how to make things twist. So. Oh, boys. I mean, lads. I mean, we've had so much fun with this already. I mean, how much more fun do you think we're going to have when we actually take off? I'm getting these weird lag spikes. And it has nothing to do with my performance, because my performance here at this payware scenery is butter smooth. Because I'm running essentially... I mean, this is borderline like one of the old default aircraft that you would get with FSX or P3D. That's kind of the quality level here. You won't take off. Okay, Hulk. I'm gonna bet you. I am gonna bet you the price. Okay, I tell you what, Hulk. Here it is, Hulk Bogan. If I manage to take off, I will gift you. I will give you the money so that you can buy one of these. I'll give it. I'll just drop it in the chat. No. Oh, there's the lag spike again. You aren't rotating. Okay, why is that? Why is that? Do this Boeing 707 have modeled cabin? Yes, it does. I showed it earlier on. We can do another cabin tour. When we're in cruise, if we manage to make it that far. Okay, so Hulk doesn't believe we're going to be able to rotate. Let's just look at my trim. Takeoff CG. Okay, maybe I need to have my trim. Let's put my trim down in the middle of the green band, right? And hope for the best. Right. Let's put the landing lights on, whatever that means. Put the strobes on. Oh my goodness. This is just painful. This is just painful. Right, here we go. Let's go. Wait for the fart noise. There it is. There's the fart noise. Let's go. Airspeed alive. 80 knots. There's the lag spike again. No smoke whatsoever. Okay, 160. There you go. Let's go flaps up. We're above 160. What is that cruiser doing in the bay? Go flaps up. Let's pull the engines down into the green band. I think maybe Hulk, maybe you didn't trim properly for takeoff. I don't know. What the flip is this? This isn't a turboprop. Yeah, I'm having some data rate issues, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, let's add in a little bit of left rudder to maintain... Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let me just try and do a coordinated turn, dudes. Come on. Up through 3,900 feet. This is so bad. Oh my goodness, what is going on with my connection? Okay. There's my rate of ascent. I'm getting an ADF. An audible ADF. Hang on a second, why is nav 2? Oh, okay, no, I set nav 2. That's stupid of me, isn't it? There we go, there's nav 1. Oh, why is it changed now and it's disappeared? It's gone. Oh, it's because it wants me on GPS. Oh, okay. Let's start climbing again. Oh, it's because I'm at 10,000? Okay, right, fine. Set. Let's go. There you go. Oh my word. That. I mean, what someone needs to do is basically just do a complete rewrite. Okay, basically it's forcing me to use the Garmin. I can't actually... I'm so unmotivated. Like, I've got nav 1. I've got nav 1 set in the box. Let's go VOR localizer. Nope. That didn't make any difference. Will it? Okay, it'll actually go heading hold. Okay, we're inside the nav range for that, which is 17.4. I've got 17.4 in the box. Flight director mode is on nav. I don't understand. Okay, I think I know what's going on. So it has to be... Yeah. It's refusing to allow me to use nav1 to input. Oh my goodness, that's a bank angle and a half. Okay, I'm just going to pause the audio so that I can hear myself think. So, at this point, it's just, it's so bad that you're not, it must have been like, and it's the appreciation of the art and the skill and the science of aviation. And when you love flying retro aircraft like the 707, the DC-8, the Connie, the Stratocruiser, all of those retro stuff that I've flown in P3D, you know, on the channel, you persist with them because you want to know what it's like, and you love that nostalgia, and you love making it harder for yourself, learning and appreciating what these pilots must have been like, and their skill level to navigate a hunk of metal across the Atlantic Ocean with no GPS, you know, before the days even of an INS, they just had stellar navigation. You know, that's what's cool, right? When you have an add-on like this that's so bad that it gives you none of that, then there's no point in having it. Like, this just, they've not fundamentally done a good enough job to make me feel like I'm even flying a 707. I'm looking on my screen, the external model. Apparently, my screen is telling me that I'm flying a 707 right now. But none of my brain believes that. And in that case, they've unfortunately just failed. And again, sorry, my scenery has just gone kaput. I think I must have hit some sort of data streaming bottleneck, and my Bing maps disappeared. So let's just forget about that right now, okay? I was thinking of trying to do an A to B flight. Obviously, that's not happened. It looks like I'm still actually... No, am I actually going to turn on to that radial at 177? Okay, actually, let's just wait and see if the plane turns to the left, to the right. It might actually do a small bank to the right any minute now to turn onto that radial, and give me some faith that there is some coding under the hood that is actually logical. But it's just... Well said, Pete, you've hit the nail on that. This is just how I feel. Like, you fly these retro jets because you want to feel and appreciate what it must have been like. And particularly for me, on my vlog, Peter, let's see, we're up through 19,700. That could have been our vlog. Let's put them both on vlog. There you go. Thank you, Ian. Ian, oh my goodness, look at this beyond 30 degree bank angle. Oh my goodness. So maybe there's okay. I'll say at least maybe there's just a lot that I don't know. Oh my goodness. Maybe there's just a lot I don't know about the way they've specifically tried to make this work. I mean, I've not looked at the manual. I've not looked at either of the manuals of that. I've literally just jumped in, hit start, go. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick to what I just said before and say the essence of a payware add-on is to give you the sense of immersion that you're actually flying what the pixels on your screen tell you that you're flying, right? And for me, this is so bad on so many levels that it just doesn't do what it advertises. I genuinely don't feel like I'm flying a 707. The sound is horrible. I mean, at a certain RPM, it sounds like you're flying a turboprop. I just don't know. Yeah, Burstix, FSS, yeah. FSS 727 is great. You know what? Sadly, I think I am just going to be a 727 pilot. When it comes to this era of early jets, I'm just going to have to stick to the 727 because that's decent, and they're still patching it, and they're patching it, and they're patching it, and it's getting better, and the little tweaks here and there are making it better. But for this, we've actually leveled out. We've actually leveled out at 20,000, and we are actually following. You know what? To be honest, guys, I mean, so in the Microsoft default 747-8 has more immersion than this, and I never fly it because I think there's far better things to fly, like in terms of immersion. Immersion is its own category of a rating for an aircraft. I really wanted this add-on to be probably the primary long haul airliner. So on my YouTube channel, my YouTube channel is about vintage aviation in steam gauge cockpits. In GA, but also in vintage and retro airliners, and the navigation and all that comes with the management of the systems, all that comes with operating those aircraft. That's what my YouTube channel is about. So I'm quite niche. I'm very niche. I don't care about the PMGG 777 on my YouTube channel. I fly all the modern stuff for my own enjoyment, but I only try to feature vintage and retro stuff on my channel because that's what I want my channel to be about. And I felt like when I heard the 707 was coming, I thought, great, finally someone in 20 years. Because I don't know if many of you heard my comment at the beginning of the stream. The last, as far as I'm aware, and please anyone correct me if I'm wrong, the last time any Aware 707 for a desktop flight simulation was, drumroll, Captain Sim 2004. It's been 20 years since anyone has cared about this aircraft, apart from the X-Plane Freeware 707, which is probably miles better than this. That's the only other 707, as far as I'm aware, that's around within the last 20 years. But it's Captain Sim in 2004. And like, who was it that said at the beginning of the stream, the Captain Sim 707 was objectively good. That was back in the days when Captain Sim was actually good. And it makes seeing this crap 20 years on makes me want. I mean, I was 14 when that must have come out. Goodness me. It makes me want to reinstall FSX and then go and buy, because you can emulate a 2020's only SIVA INS long-range airliner that we will ever have. Because, of course, we're moving on to MSFS 2024. New things will probably come for that. I don't know. But really, ultimately, we've got the 727. That's a SIVA INS, but that's only mid-haul. That's not long-haul. I've got the DC-8 in P3D version 4, which I can fly. That's P3D version 4, and, you know, that's got its quirks, and the performance of P3D version, well, any version of P3D on my system is really bad. So really, if I want to have something with smooth frame rates, that's a long-haul INS airliner. I've still got to wait for the A300. I really, really wanted this 707 to be a kind of mainstay feature on my channel. I wanted to go through all the systems. I wanted to go through the INS functions. I just wanted to pull the whole thing apart and make a whole series of videos where I can break this down and have a lot of fun and teach people how to fly a retro airliner and fly it on VATSIM, you know. But unfortunately, it's going to be the 727. I flew the 727 into Frankfurt the other day when the new Frankfurt scenery for Microsoft Flight Simulator came out. That was great. That was stressful, but I had a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. So I think the 727 is just going to have to be that niche for me, and then the A300 when that comes out. Ian, I fly the Lockheed L1011 INS long haul, but P3D V6 for me. Yeah, I've watched your stuff. It's great. I don't have P3D V6. I've V5 as far as I went, and I uninstalled V5 and I reinstalled V4 because I have the DC8 and the VC10 installed in P3D version 4, and screw it. I might actually after tonight uninstall this crap and go and do live streams and video content on the VC10 in P3D version 4 with that INS, because it has a triple SIVA INS system, 3 of them in that thing, and it's accurate as nothing else is with an INS. Maybe the Concorde's as accurate as that. And I've got the DC8, and I can fly on VATSIM in P3D version 4, so I might as well just uninstall this crap and go and fly the VC10 and the DC8 and enjoy them for what they are, and then wait for the A300 to come out from Microsoft Flight Simulator. I don't know how soon I will adopt Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Who knows? We'll see. And we'll see what add-ons come out for it and what sceneries, etc., etc. But I'm going to be sticking with Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 for probably a fair while. Let's just see if I can actually bring back the Bing maps here. Yeah, that turned itself off. Let's just hit apply and save and see if we can get that back. So we're actually, to be fair, guys, we are flying inbound the VOR at the stated altitude that we said we were. So it could do... This could, at a pinch, do VOR to VOR navigation, but it just looks crap. It doesn't give me the feeling like I'm actually flying a 707. It makes me feel really sad. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just try to fly the DC8 and the VC10 more. That's just what I'm gonna do. The CS, the Captain Sim TriStar works in V4 and V5. Yeah, top of descent. So if there's ever one of those Captain Sim sales where all of their products go down to like £5 or £8, I think I will jump in on. I've told Ian, actually, Ian Fisher, a good friend of mine. We fly a lot and we've been friends for a long while. I will jump in on the Captain Sim L1011 TriStar for V4 when it's on sale. Do you like any Bill's A300? I thought that was pretty decent. Any Bills? Burstix. I've not tried the inner builds. Oh, the Bills. Yeah. I haven't tried the inner builds A300 because it has an FMC. I don't want to. I don't fly GPS navigation on my YouTube channel. That's not what I'm about. I like featuring retro stuff, pre-GPS stuff. That's what I'm into on this channel, and learning how to fly it myself and hopefully teaching others not to make my mistakes. That's what this channel's about. So really, I'm probably going to just go, after seeing how crap this was this evening, I'm going to go back and just say, you know what, I'm going to go back into P3D version 4 for my long-haul INS airliners until the A300 from Just Flight comes for Microsoft Flight Simulator. And then in MSFS, I'm going to stick to the FSS 727. Really looking forward to the passenger variant when that comes out. Until then, I'm going to be flying the passenger liveries on the cargo on that. Guys, don't forget to rate this a 1-star. Exactly, Burstix. Actually, what I'm doing after this live stream is going back. Why is this taking so long to apply my settings? I think it's because I'm live streaming at the same time. Usually my Bing Maps is not this dodgy. Yeah, I'm gonna leave this a 1-star on the marketplace. Everyone needs to go do this, please. Everyone. This kind of crap just can't be allowed to stand. I mean, I remember there was one of those rogue developers, Abacus, was it? Abacus, that just would release utter garbage and make people pay for it in P3D. Abacus, I think they were. This is kind of like borderline. Like, airplane heaven has reached new lows with this. I mean, the DC-3 is better than this. The DC-3 without the Duckworth's mod is better than this. I mean, the cockpit of this just looks crap. I mean, I said at the beginning of this stream that the same guy, Matic, he's a friend of mine on Discord. He's the one who's made the Duckworth's mod for the DC-3 for Microsoft Flight Simulator. I said he needs to make a mod for this. He doesn't need to spend a second of his time on this. We all just need to ignore this. We just need to boycott it and ignore it. I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. Why my computer has just refused to reload this. I enjoy the DC-6 a ton. Would like some kind of a vintage jet, 727 or F-28. Now, Beldar 4214. Are you aware that the DC-6, the 727, and the F-28 all have your controls shared cockpit profiles that you can download, so that you can fly all three of those aircraft which you've just mentioned, which are fantastic, with a friend. That's what I need to focus on. I'm so featuring some of your commentary on my YouTube video. If you are all right with it, hey Burstix, go for it. If it's helpful, clip it, do what you want. I'm just sad that I got on this evening to fly and try and because so many of the systems of the 707 are so similar to the 727, and I've been flying the FSS 727 recently and really enjoying it. Like, it's great. But there's just no comparison. Beldar, yeah, the 727 is less money and really enjoyable, but I have heard the F-28 is good. The F-28 is good. It is good. It doesn't have an INS. It's simply VOR to VOR, but for what it is a solid little pocket rocket. Lovely for like your short haul European VOR to VOR hops. I love the German Air livery that they recently released in the livery pack. I need friends to fly in the Your Controls profile in the F-28, the 727, and the DC-6 on VATSIM. Please, for anyone who's watching me this evening, please, if anyone is still here, how many people are still here? 98 people are still watching. Guys, right, at this point, I'm just going to Control-Alt-Delete the sim, and I'm just going to restart the sim. This is just ridiculous. Why my internet's just tanked. Yeah, just end task the whole simulator. So the F-28 is the best. Yeah, sorry guys. I mean, I feel bad that you've all turned up to watch something, but I have a feeling you've all turned up just to watch how bad it is, and that's while you're all here. So that's at least you've seen what you've at least you know, between 100 and 130 people this evening have popped on, looked at it and gone, nah, I'm not going to buy that. And for that, at least I've done something. So let me just you know what, guys, let's end on a high. Let's end on a high this evening. I'm going to open up the sim again, and I'm going to load up the 727, and we're at least going to have a look at something that was done right. The F-28 is beautiful, guys. I don't have the 146, but I love the F-28. The more I fly it, the more I love it. It just looks so cute, so small. It's just lovely. Beldar, join me on Discord. Join me on Discord. Let me get you guys my Discord invite. Here we go. Copy, I think. Yeah, copy. Let me plug that in. And for those of you who want to fly, who want to do shared cockpit in the F-28, the DC-6, and the 727, hit me up on Discord right there, and we will do that on my YouTube channel. We can do it. We can fly on VATSIM at the same time. We can have our checklist. I would actually love to have 3 people fly the F-20, the 727, the captain, the first officer, and a flight engineer. I would love to just sit and learn how to operate the 727 from the flight engineer position, and have 2 people flying it up front for me, and I'm just managing the engines and the systems and the fuel for them, and doing all that stuff and following the checklist, so that we can have 3 people on VATSIM flying the 727 the way it should actually be flown. That would be so cool. So for those of you who think that sounds like a really cool idea, please jump into my Discord, friend me. I will friend you back, and we will work towards making that happen. And the F-28. The F-28's beautiful. I love flying the F-28. If anyone is, here we go. If anyone is not confident flying the F-28, I know I am. So if you want to jump into the F-28 with me, with the Your Controls shared cockpit profile, I can teach you to fly the F-28. I can make you feel more comfortable. I can you know, run through the ropes, show you some things if you feel not as confident, because I love the F-28 and I think it's great. Alternatively, if there's another guy out there who loves flying it as well, I'm happy flying first officer and doing you know, the comms and the checklist for you, if we're going to fly on VATSIM. You know, like these. Let's do this, guys. Let's not end this live stream on a low. I know everything we've just looked at is utter garbage, but let's now just open up the 727 and have a look. So you'd love the 146. You know what? I would. I think the thing that stopped me, top of descent, from buying the 146 is the fact that there's not a lot of airline choices for it. I'm the kind of guy who, when I look at a retro add-on or a vintage add-on, I also want to look at how many airlines flew this in real life, because I'm always looking towards flying a real... oh, goodness me, I almost spilled my coffee. I'm always looking towards flying a real-world livery on a real-world route as historically accurate as I can. That's always my goal with the DC-6, the 727, the F-28. What other vintage things do I fly, airliner-wise? Nothing else pops into my bleary-eyed brain at this point in the evening, but you get the idea. Yeah, I can't say I've ever had a proper shared cockpit experience, even in FSSX. You know what, Beldar? I have, and it is so much fun. It is so much fun. Oh, I remember. Guys, the DC-3 with the Duckworth's mod is Your Controlsable. I did it the other day on my YouTube channel. Go back and check that video. I did an Aer Lingus DC-3 flight from Cork to Dublin with a friend on VATSIM. You know, in the DC-3 with the Duckworth's mod. Like, it's doable, guys. We can do shared cockpit in the DC-3. we could use the DC-3 as a test bed and as a training platform, and then jump into the DC-6 or anything else. Like, I would love to build like a small community of people who would love to fly shared cockpit vintage retro airliners. That would just be the best. So if it's got a British Airways livery, I'm set. Yeah, Gleg, me too. Generally, I'm part of the BA virtual VA virtual airline, and I was hoping to fly the 707 for their virtual airline, but based on what I've seen this evening, no way am I going near no, just yeah. Engineer, yeah. Join Discord, Engineer, as well, and we will get this sorted. Let me turn off my streamer settings on Discord so I can see everyone's usernames here. Again, it's probably because I'm live streaming at the same time, but and probably a load of people have jumped on the sim, which is why it's just taking so long to load. I'd love to see a Trident for the sim. You know what, Chris Hall? I would love to see a Trident too. Absolutely love to see a Trident. But will we ever have it? Do you know what? If the only developer in 20 years has given us a 707 of this level of quality, we will never see a Trident. I don't think. Unless you have someone like FSS who comes out of the wings with the 727. It's like, oh wow, I didn't know who FSS was, but they did a really good job. Well done. Let's buy that and encourage that, you know. Nomadic Bandit. Hey, first time turning in. Big fan of like the dawn of jet airliners. Yes, me too. I mean, the airliners were DC-8 on P3D version 4, and it's a lot of fun. Like, it has its quirks, and V4 has its quirks, and it's stuttery, and the performance isn't as good as Microsoft Flight Simulator on my system, but like, I could fly it and I can have fun on VATSIM. If you guys would like to see that, at least that would be a long haul INS airliner where we're learning how to update the INS accuracy and all of that sort of stuff. I knew better because of Airplane Hell, but honestly quite disappointed. 707 is what I've been longing for. Exactly, I've been longing for it as well. Oh man, if we got a nice L1011, be stoked. There is a freeware L1011, but not sure what state it is in. If you Google it for Microsoft Flight Simulator, there is a freeware. I was looking for 707 video since it looked quite bad and found your stream. Aren't you the guy that took Connie transatlantic doing celestial navigation? Yes, I was, Darren. I am that man. If you... oh, goodness me, that takes me back. Darren, if you look back years, this is probably, 5-6 years ago now, I did a New Year's night flight, a real-time flight across the Atlantic, non-stop celestial navigation through the night in the Connie, and I didn't open up any navigation tool apart from Google Earth, which I was using to plot my lats and longs with a ruler, and I was basically fumbling my way across. Thank you. I was fumbling my way across the Atlantic in the dark through the night. I think it was about 4 o'clock in the morning that P3D version 3 crashed on me, and I was about 300 nautical miles east of Gander. But I tell you what, it was satisfying. Those were the days. Gah. Yeah, Just Flight is our savior for old airliners. Hopefully see a Trident from them. Goodness me, if Just Flight did a Trident on the same quality level as the F-28, I'd just be so stoked. So stoked. Goodness me. What do you think about MSFS 2024? DICE. I will go that direction. I will, but at the moment I have Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 so well optimized on my system that, and I've got all of the scenery add-ons I've got, well, almost all of the aircraft add-ons that I would ever want. So at the moment, I'm happy with staying flying in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 for the moment until a significant portion of the add-ons that I feel are valuable enough are in 24 that I will then graduate. Actually, I've been looking at the price tiers of 24, and so for 2020 I got Premium Deluxe. But I think going into 24, I'm just going to go in on the basic price tier, because there's a ton of aircraft that I will end up never flying. So I think to myself this time, why spend more money to fill out your flight library with aircraft that you will never fly? Because they're not interesting to you. So that's what I think. Right, so let's actually end on a high. Let's go back to where we were. Let's just jump a bit further down. If I could get a actually, no, you know what we're going to do now? Marketplace. Where is it? Aircraft. Turboprops. Jets. Airliners. Boeing 717. That's another one that we should 1-star. Is it disappeared now because I bought it? Is that why it's now gone? Oh, are you serious? Is that why it's gone? Yeah, really. That was such a good video. I loved it. Thank you, mate. Makes me wish we had a way to replicate in MSFS with B314. The B314 in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 was a real letdown for me. To be fair, the whole water dynamics, the whole simulation of water dynamics for float planes and seaplanes in MSFS is a huge letdown. What I feel, because I used to try to fly in P3D with the float planes, I feel like what they did is they just lifted the float plane dynamics from FSX and P3D and just plopped it into MSFS 2020, and they never touched it since. I mean, flying on the raising up onto the step and everything, it's just really crap. So I'm really sad about that. I've heard that the float plane and seaplane dynamics and the water dynamics in general in MSFS 2024 should be better. So I'll wait and see about that, and then we'll see. What's in the name of everything holy? Is that supposed to engine sound? Yeah. Simon Wren, you have arrived later to the live stream than, and it sounds like you've just scrubbed back in the live stream to witness that cacophony, that unholy cacophony that is apparently called a payware add-on in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. So, my favorite ever was the A2A Stratocruiser Beldar 4240. I held on to buy it in P3D, so just to scratch that. Yeah. I attempted to circumnavigate the Strat in the FSX, didn't work, crashed in Russia, lol. Reattempt in the DC6. Okay. What is wrong with my bandwidth tonight? I wonder if it's the MSFS servers rather than my... Right, okay.